In your headlines, Newswatch brings you more on that report regarding the gruesome discovery of a dead body. Trevor Botting is in the midst of a call by the people for his resignation. And fish fry is officially back tonight. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providencial is your #1 source for news. I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Thursday, April 21st, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. In today's top story, Newswatch brings you more on that report regarding the gruesome discovery of a dead body found on the beach near a home in Grand Turk. That report came in before noon on Wednesday. Here are the latest developments.
Newswatch now learns that the body of the man discovered near the beach in Grand Turk has been identified as former officer and father Winfield Alexander. Alexander is a native of St. Vincent and a former officer of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force. We are told that he recently moved to Grand Turk from Provo, where he lived for a few decades. Reports are that police received a call reporting the discovery of an unresponsive individual near the beach in Grand Turk and responded to the scene to find the lifeless body of a male who was, upon further examination, pronounced dead on the scene. Details surrounding the victim's manner and estimated time of death have not been revealed. However, we are told that he was never reported missing to police. Newswatch took to Facebook to get a better look as to who Alexander was, to find that this video of the song Spirit Lead Me was his last post to Facebook just one day ago. A month earlier, in another post, he was speaking to the goodness of God as he referred to the rebound of St. Vincent since the eruption of La Soufrière. Police, in their largely vague post regarding that discovery, have asked the public not to speculate on the event and to refrain from insensitively sending crude images of the scene of the incident.
Commissioner of Police Trevor Botting, in the midst of a call by the people for his resignation, has addressed the public on the works being carried out by the force. Take a look.
Days after the republication of a community petition calling for his removal over allegations of incompetence following a major spike in serious crime, Commissioner of Police Trevor Botting addresses the public on the strides being made within the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force, which has resulted in a number of arrests and weapon recoveries.
Whilst the public will not see much of this activity, I want to reassure our communities that we are working flat out to lock up the criminals terrorising the TCI.
The Commissioner took the time to present a detailed summary on some of the force's operations that yielded fruitful results within the last week.
Between the 8th of April and the 16th of April, police operations resulted in the recovery of 6 firearms. Ammunition and illegal drugs were also found during these operations. As a result of these recoveries, one male has been charged and taken before the court for keeping an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. He is currently on remand. On Saturday the 9th, police responded to a report of a discharge of a firearm in the downtown area of Providenciales. Investigations were undertaken into this report, and this resulted into one loaded firearm and another illegal firearm along with ammunition being found.
A day later, on Venetian Road, a female was arrested on suspicion of keeping a firearm, which was recovered along with ammunition, cell phones, and jewelry. Customs and police also performed a joint operation to the arrest of a Canadian citizen being arrested and charged for possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply. We now learn that the drug was cannabis.
After he attempted to board a domestic flight at Providenciales Airport on Sunday, April 16th, with a quantity of illegal drugs, namely cannabis and cocaine, as well as an illegal firearm and ammunition. A security search was conducted on his luggage, along with the parcel he was carrying, which led to the discovery. This again remains an active investigation. On Tuesday of this week, police executed search warrants in the area of Long Bay and Blue Hills. On completion of the exercise in Long Bay, a number of items of evidential value were recovered for investigation purposes, and one person was in custody. And just this morning, a policing operation led by the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force Tactical Unit executed search warrants at addresses in Blue Hills and Long Bay. One person was arrested and property was recovered.
Potting says these operations will continue in an effort to bring levels of comfort and safety back to the communities of the TCI.
Don't go anywhere. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. The Turks and Caicos Islands Tourist Board is pleased to announce the restart of Island Fish Fry today, Thursday, April 21st. Here's more. The weekly event will take place at the PTV Stubbs Diamond Plaza in the Bight area from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The weekly Island Fish Fry includes a variety of local food and beverage vendors and restaurants enlivening guests' taste buds, unique fine arts, t-shirts, and souvenir retailers, a live local band each week, fantastic cultural acts and performers interspersed throughout the evening. There will also be an appearance by Henry the Kung and the We Funk Band. An invitation goes out to one and all to come and enjoy good local food, great entertainment, and take a peek inside Turks and Caicos' culture in a beautiful and relaxed setting. On April 19th, the leadership of the People's Democratic Movement decided to call a press conference to address the surge of crime amongst other issues. Here's part 2. The People's Democratic Movement held a press conference on Tuesday to formally address the surge of crime in the Turks and Caicos Islands, saying that the level of crime taking place in our islands is unprecedented, and then later making a call for a decision to be made to hand over the ranks of our current Commissioner of Police, Trevor Botting, to a local Turks and Caicos Islander.
While our people and residents alike has watched our police force deteriorated over the years, past 16 years, at the hands of foreign police commissioners, we in the opposition believe it's time to hand over the ranks of our police force to a Turks and Caicos Islander commissioner. The morale of our police force is at an all-time low. Serious violent crimes continue to take place with impunity without being resolved. Our people are living in fear because they have no confidence that the police can come to their rescue in their time of need.
The PDM believes that there is no foreign police officer that will make the sacrifices needed to combat the increase in gun violent crimes as a local commissioner.
It is a fact that all foreign commissioners thus far has failed us as a people and a nation. To that end, we believe the starting point is to employ a local commissioner immediately. Our local police knows our people and know the land lay of our country. We believe that our people will have more confidence to report and cooperate with our police force with a local commissioner at the helm. We further believe there are many senior officers within our police force that are qualified and experienced to lead the charge in combating these senseless crimes, eroding the moral and social fabric of our country that we are used to living in.
Following Honorable Garland's statement calling for the resignation from the Commissioner of Police, Robert Bean Jr., Deputy Leader of the Opposition, stood in support.
And as my colleague, Honorable Garland, said, I fully support his statement and ask for his resignation as well. But in the meantime, use your insightful training to reduce these senseless acts. We need to feel a firmer commitment to safety in our islands from these important roles in our country. With such brilliant minds, how is crime running circles around us when it should be the other way around?
The PDM called on our current leaders to use their resources and connections to implement effective deterrence of crime.
We call upon the elected representatives of this nation to agitate for change like your life depends on it, because our lives depends on it. Our lives and livelihoods are being threatened. Our residents and guests should not be living in fear, and crime should not be allowed to disrupt our beautiful Turks and Caicos. Crime prevention should not be an afterthought. To the powers that be, you are not proactive enough. Crime is something that we should have to the forefront of any agenda. This matter should be treated as a national emergency. We cannot sit and wait for the next event to occur. If criminals feel that they can easily get away with their crimes, it's obvious that these will continue and get worse. If larger nations with larger populations can find criminals so quickly, why can't we do the same in our small country?
Robert Bean Jr. then called out the elected officials, saying that we can't hear you and that they are too silent at a time where their voices need to be heard.
We need to see a swift reduction in crime. I call on the government of the day to sit with the Commissioner of Police and the governor to ask the tough questions that need to be asked. Long-standing excuses are no longer acceptable. Again, to the elected officials, to all members of our House of Assembly, please get active in your constituencies. Get back in touch with your people. Find out what is broken in our communities. Find out what are your community needs. Get churches involved. Have a talk with known criminals to see what can be done to prevent further criminal acts from happening.
Bean continued to asking the current administration to review the current system we're under, as it seems to be flawed and ineffective, and also giving encouragement to the community to speak up against injustices.
What is in place for our troubled teens that are showing signs of entering a life of crime and gangs? Is prison reform in place and working? Is our police force being better trained to ensure that the justice system works like it should? What are more resources coming to the police force? And finally, I call upon the people of Turks and Caicos to speak up. Your voice can sometimes be far too silent as well. Many of you see but say nothing. For those suffering loss because of crime, your tears being posted on social media is not enough. Call your representatives, the governor, the commissioner. Demand answers. Demand change.
He then concluded with an appeal to the criminals.
Turks and Caicos, we cannot lose this fight against crime. We refuse to allow the criminals to make you feel unsafe in your homes and in your communities, to snatch bread and butter out of your mouths and the mouth of your children. I'm going to make a bold statement, as my colleague Honorable Garland did. Failure by the governor and the Commissioner of Police and the Premier of Turks and Caicos to have realistic measures in place that can see a swift reduction in crime leave us, the people of Turks and Caicos, with no other choice but to ask you to submit your resignation, to allow room for those that will be more passionate about this national issue. Again, this is a matter of national emergency. We demand our leaders to act now. We cannot lose our beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos to criminals.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your sports authority and weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your sports authority and weather forecast.
The TCIFA hosted a 15-year-old girls and boys USVI international tournament over the weekend. The TCI's girls team emerged as the victors against the U.S. Virgin Islands. Crystal Jean Baptiste of the TCI took home the Golden Glove for the girls. The TCI boys team played hard, but the USVI took first place in that matchup. Samuel Harvey of Team TCI did manage to walk away with the Golden Glove for the boys. In more TCIFA-related news, the efforts of TCI Athletics is reaping vast rewards. The latest triumphs took place yesterday. The SWA Sharks Football Club is currently in Puerto Rico participating in the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Shield, and they just earned their first win in an international competition. The SWA Sharks got a win in their third game against Real Recon of the Bon Air League. Calum Park, number 4, Junior Paul, number 50, and Jeff Beljour, number 66, were the men responsible for the 3-1 triumph. Newly 17-year-old Calum Park scored the first goal for the team. Congrats TCIFA on the recent success. For your Sports Authority, I'm Ali Carvey.
Here's your weather forecast for April 22nd, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Friday, scattered showers, high 79, low 75, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For South Caicos, scattered showers, high 79, low 75, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, scattered showers, high 79, low 75, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Perrodin Pine Key, partly cloudy skies, high 80, low 75, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, partly cloudy skies, high 80, low 75, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:25 a.m., sunset 7:12 p.m., and for your high tides and low tides 12:36 a.m., 1:09 p.m., and low tides 7:07 a.m., 7:11 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more Newswatch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future. I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. This Friday, April 22nd, the Ministry of Tourism, Environment, Fisheries and Marine Affairs, Culture and Heritage, Agriculture, Religious Affairs and Gaming will be commemorating Earth Day with the first Climate Change Summit under the theme Only One Earth, Invest in Our Planet. Take a look. The summit to be held at the Shore Club on Providenciales will reportedly see the signing of the climate change charter between the Turks and Caicos Islands government and stakeholders of the private sector. The day-long event is set to play host to regional and local stakeholders, including representatives from ministries within TCIG, the private sector, and most notably the keynote speaker, Honorable Walter Robin, Deputy Premier and Minister of Home Affairs from Bermuda. Lormika Williams, director of the Department of Environment and Coastal Resources, said, "We would like to invite the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands to follow the Climate Change Summit as we look forward to informative, collaborative, and productive panel discussions and presentations from experts in the field of conservation, tourism, renewable energy, and many more." In the words of the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Honorable Josephine Connolly, climate change may seem abstract, but it is and will continue to impact all of us. It is only through collective collaboration today that we can ensure a resilient tomorrow. Interested persons can tune into the summit between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Friday via Facebook or YouTube. Don't forget the weekly Island Fish Fry happening tonight at PTV's home, the Stubbs Diamond Plaza. The weekly event will take place every Thursday from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m., and you don't want to miss it. That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.